Hi, how you doing? Okay, this playlist is about the subject of transgender people. I'm from just like the whole subject of if there's more than two genders, then this third gender, and what's this middle gender all about? Um, so I had once I ran on my YouTube channel, the Spiral Times. I ran an art, not an article, a video about being transgender, and it received lots and like a lot of attention, like a lot, and the comments were like as just they were being just as mean as they could, damning me to hell. Really, just the most horrible, mean things that a human can say to another human was pretty much what was being said. It was quite an eye opener. There's very few positive comments, and just the I learned a lot. So I ran like at least two other videos of the on the same subject just to see what would happen, and just the same all three times. And I learned a lot about the adversary for transgender people. They just oh boy, there's a lot of like they really don't like us really bad. And I've seen that a lot. Like I've done time in jail. And if somebody's a child molester or if a woman's a slut, those are to not like LGBT people or slutty females or there's a bunch of things like that. To not like those things is you can be supported by the Bible, and when the Bible can support something it doesn't really that it probably shouldn't be, it makes a difference in these cases. So you see these people's behavior, and it's kind of like seeing their true colors. You learn a lot about them and stuff like that. So these playlists are important. I This playlist it's been around for a while. I've had it for a long time, but after that experience I rearranged the videos in a different order. And so why that's important to you is because I put the things that I learned. It taught me more about what needs to be said, and so the things that are more urgent that they need to be said, I pushed them up sooner up to the top of the playlist. And then I have other playlists. This isn't the only one. This one is just a general one about being transgender. Then I have another one. It's called uh, "The Story of Me," and in parentheses Angie Ducharme, meaning the story of me. And that one's I don't I talk a little I talk about my life, but very briefly. It's mostly about a very personal look at from my perspective about me, talking about me being transgender. A very more personal one, which I kept that one separate because that's not the same thing. That's not as important really, but maybe it just that exists. It is important because it can it just adds more because I'm open to that too. I can be honest and stuff, but it's I would say it's the information's less important. I'm just some person. And I have another playlist about gender dysphoria. That's what the psychologists call being transgender, is having gender dysphoria, which means not being happy with the gender you're born. And I have a playlist on that, and that received very little attention. It's always interesting when you have information that you want to get out there. What information people want to hear. It's not always what you wish that they would. The subject of gender dysphoria is there's a lot to be appreciated from that. It's kind of implying that being transgender is a mental illness because you're not happy with something that you were born with. But you have to remember things like warts, and like people have their warts removed. I mean, you gotta be able to use your free thinking skills and listen to the things the preachers are saying and things like that. They're exposing themselves big time. You just like listen to what they're saying, and to remind yourself that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. By their fruits you shall know them. That they just stated their belief that they're asking me to believe. They actually just they believe that. and then, think for yourself, like you can figure these things out by yourself with a little education. You can see, wow, like about who wrote the Bible and who Yahweh really is, and the Kabbalah and things like that. So anyway, so like on my personal stuff, and I'm gonna put this same video at the beginning of all of these playlists, and and I'm gonna have links in the description box of this video for all these playlists, so that you can, no matter which one you started with, you can find all the other ones too if you want. And then that's my contribution to the subject of being transgender, which is just, it's not really why I made a YouTube channel. I don't really want to say those things so much, but I can see why it's necessary. Let's face it, So so check out in the description box if there's any other ones. But if you're on the one about just being transgender, just not me, the personal one, and not the gender dysphoria one, but just the one about the general subject of transgender people, that's the one I recommend. That's the best one. The other ones are just kind of more specific. Okay, this is getting too long. Enjoy, enjoy, enjoy.